Good morning. Today we're going to talk about your Forest River Sandpiper 388BHRD. We'll basically walk around the outside of it here, talk about different aspects of it all, then slowly work our way inside the unit. Starting with your roof, you want to inspect that roof about once every 60 days or so. You want to check all around your roof seams, any of your roof penetrations. If you see anything that's suspect, you want to use a product up there called Dicor. Dicor is a self-leveling caulk. You don't want to use silicone on your roof or slides. You can use silicone anywhere on the other parts of the sides of the camper where you want to seal things up around speakers, lights, and electric boxes, anything like that. But anything that it's involved with your roofing, you should use Dicor. Your awning, we refer to your awning as a fair weather or sunshade awning. Basically, to open it up, you're going to open it all the way until the valance drops off the end here on the roller. And then when you roll it back up, it always rolls, the roller itself should roll under the fabric, coming back to the camper, snug it up tight, and you're good to go. There's nothing to lock down. Now your awning does have pitch arms, one located here and another one located right here. That pitch awning is exactly that. It controls the pitch of the awning so that basically water can't pond on top of your awning, which is what you don't want. You don't want it to pond up there on top and possibly pull down the fabric and then pull the fabric loose from the camper. So you always want to pitch the awning just like pitching your pitch on a roof. You want the water to run off, not stay up there. Basically all you do is go to that joint right there and pull straight down on it. That breaks that joint down, and that means it's now going to take the awning on this side and pitch it down this way. And likewise the other one, if you do that one, it's going to pitch it toward the front. You can pitch one or the other. You can actually pitch both. If you pitch both, it'll probably then pitch it straight off the front end of it here. Always return your pitch arms back to their normal position the way you see them now before you roll your awning back up. And quite simply just push it straight right back up until it's totally straight again like that. There's four reasons when you should put your awning away. One would be when the wind's blowing pretty good. Two would be when it's raining outside, unless you're of course out here supervising it and you got it pitched and the water's running off and you're not building up on top. Three would be when you go to bed at night, because of course you can't keep your eye on your awning, you're asleep. If you leave your camper for any period of time, it would be number four. Just in case a storm were to blow up or something, you don't want to come back and have your trip ruined or something because you end up finding your awning laying up on top of your camper. So those are the four reasons when you might think about wanting to put that awning away. Out here above your front door here, you do have a camera mount there. If you ever wanted to put a camera there, that light right there is going to be turned on and off from inside. Your steps themselves roll up inside the door frame. All you're simply going to do is make sure that you open the door fully in its full open position. And then you're going to take and raise the steps up, and they have kind of an assist on here too, so you're not taking the full weight. Now these steps do have little adjustment things for these legs right here on the sides. You push those in, you can adjust those legs in and out. Ultimately what you're trying to do is get these steps as level as possible, one, across the top platform, but two, you also want to get this piece of steel here as close to this piece of steel here on the threshold. You don't want a situation where this is jacked up in the air a little bit to where it's interfering with your door's ability to close. So that's how you basically are looking to adjust your steps. Then you just take the steps, fold them up, close your door, lock her down, and then you can grab this grab bar and bring it around in front of your door and secure it for the travel. You can take this door here and separate the screen from the main door. And it also has a little panel here that you can pull over to the side whenever you trying to keep the bugs out. You do have a bolt lock as well as your hasp block on here. And this door does have kind of a resistant hinge on it, so it won't just take off flying when the wind's blowing and such, so that you can use it for that. But yeah, this little door panel here will slide across when you're using just the screen itself. You do have, there's a hose in here on the opposite side. It's got a quick connect on it that can go into here to be able to use for cold water only. You do have 110 GFI outlet here. It's going to be GFI protected from probably the inside, maybe around the bathroom or somewhere. You do have waterproof type speakers out here. Just don't shoot water at them when you're washing the unit. Over here on the side of this slide here, this is your kitchen exhaust vent. It's probably going to take you a little ladder or something to be able to get up there to be able to pop that loose, and then when you're done with it, snap it back in. Because if you turn the exhaust fan on over the stove, you don't have that vent unsnapped, the smoke can't actually come out. You got a storage compartment door here. That light there comes on with motion. Just keep in mind when you're looking at this switch, it's a 3-position switch. The single dash, black dash on top is on all the time. Putting it in the middle turns it totally off. Putting it to where it's the double dashes makes it a motion light. Every time somebody opens the door, the light's going to come on. Light on the other side's the same way. You do have another GFI protected outlet here and a cable connection right here. Or if you want to bring a TV out here, your spare tires in there. And there's some of your other stuff we'll talk about when we get over there to it. Your two 30-pound propane tanks are right here in the front. You can take this little lever right here and push it to the left, and you can slide these out. And it'll lock in position. Presently, this is the pointer that's pointing to the left tank. So this tank is open, and this tank is closed. When I get done, all I would simply do is close this valve off, leave this here, and this will remind me which tank I was using last time in the event that I'm not sure which one it was. When this tank does finally get empty, I'm just going to simply close this valve. I'm going to take this one here and swing it over to the other side, open this tank up, and then start using that one. And at that point, I can go and get this one filled up. When you want to close this back up, simply take this latch right here, hold it to the left, start your tanks back in, and then they will lock back in position. Down in front here, you've got storage here in the front. These lights all come on and off up here on the nose and over here on this side over here as well. By that switch, when I get over here, by this switch right here. That's how those lights are turned on and off. Your vent and tire pressure information is over here on the side. This right here is just a battery vent, the hole going through there. Your auto leveling control is here, and this is the instructions for it, how to use it and everything. Your inverter is located here that you can turn on and off from inside, and that's what basically takes and converts 12 volt to 110 to be able to power your residential refrigerator. Your 12 volt deep cycle marine style type battery is down here. This looks like this is a solar battery. Yeah, this is a sun cycle solar battery, so it's more set up for solar, I guess, as far as charging and stuff. Maybe lasts a little bit longer, I'm not sure. To turn your auto leveling control on, typically what you always want to do, you want to auto level before you put your slides out. It's basically once you get backed into a spot, all you're going to do is simply remove your vehicle from in front of it. You want it clear of your camper. Turn this power on and hit auto level. You may have to put a little bit of wood under one side or the other, whichever one might be the low side. Just eyeball it. You might be able to figure out what, where you might need to put a little extra wood so that you have plenty of room on the auto levelers to stroke the jacks and level your camper. So you just hit your auto level. Now when you get done, this will time out, or you can just turn it off. Now if this is a situation where you're just trying to take and raise the front jacks here on the front legs to get on and off a vehicle, what I typically do is you just turn the power on, arrow up until you see manual level, enter to begin, and then you hit enter. And then at that point, it's either a matter of putting retract on or putting retract off. If I put retract on and press front, the camper goes down. If I take retract off and press front, it raises the front. So that's kind of like how you're going to raise and lower the front end of your camper to get on and off your vehicle to get you to the right height. Also, when after my camper's been leveled and I'm ready to break camp or whatever, I personally like to go up and go into manual mode just like I am right now, and I'll put the retract on, and then I'll hold the rear button, and that'll bring all my rear legs up. Once all my 4 rear legs are up, I'm good to go. Now I can just work with the front, putting retract on or off, and working with the front buttons to get me where I need to be. Otherwise, like I said, this will time out over a period of time and turn itself off. Again, this is your inverter for your 12 volt to 110. Your storage on the other side, and that light, when I peeked in, came on again. Again, you just make sure it's in the right position to be able to do that. This is your battery disconnect switch. This kind of turns off everything in your camper. If you accidentally left a light on somewhere or something like that, this will turn everything off. The only thing it doesn't turn off is your LP carbon monoxide detector, which has to be hardwired directly to your battery, so that because it's a safety device. I've just got your lid off your hot water heater here until I get done demoing. Your starter kit is here. This is that quick connect hose I was telling you about that you can use on the far side to be able to use for cold water. It also can be plugged into your water closet area here to where it can be used for hot and cold use as well. This is your starter hose for your sewer connection. Anytime you're dealing with hoses and cables and things like that, you can come right up through the bottom here so that you don't have to leave your door open. You're going to have up in this front end, let's see, first of all, let me talk about that guy. That's your solar panel controller right there for your solar charge. You do have a water filter here. This switch here turns on and off this little light that's right up above here. You have a black tank and a gray tank pull valve here, and I'm assuming this is for the front bathroom area. Black being the toilet and the gray being showers, sinks, and things like that. Then you got a black tank flush, and you know, I'm making assumptions here, but this could be the black tank flush for the front bathroom, because you got a black tank flush down here, which I assume is probably for the other bathroom in the back. You know, while this thing is brand new, it's always a good chance to find out for sure by putting water to these guys and having the black tank valves open and see which one responds and reacts to water going in and things like that. There are lever controls here, and they're going to tell you here what your settings are. Like right now it's set up for dry camp with a water pump, set up for city water, winterization, sanitizing, and power filling your freshwater tank. So you just follow whatever it tells you to do with these pictures. And these are your cable inbound feeds for cable, satellite feeds, and things like that is what these are for. This is your fresh air in and exhaust out for your furnace. Your hot water heater is both an electric and gas water heater. Your electric switch being down here on the bottom left hand corner, and your gas switch is going to be on the inside of the camper. This is your drain plug right here, which has an anode rod on it. This is your heating elements. These are high temperature resets right here, these two black boots. If your heater got too hot, it could trip out on electric or trip out on gas. This is where you would go to reset them. If this didn't turn things off and you continue to build up pressure, this is your high pressure pop off. That would basically prevent your hot water heater from turning into boiler and getting too much water pressure buildup from heating the water up. This is your gas tube for heating your water on gas. Low point drains come into play during winterization, and there's where you're going to connect your hose right underneath the slide here. That's where you're going to connect your hose. Again, I'm assuming that's for anything up in here, for these black and grays up here in the front, because there's another one back here in the back behind the slide area right here, and inside that cap, behind that cap, there's another black and gray tank pull valve, and I'm assuming that's for the rear restrooms. I was looking to see if I saw another third gray for the kitchen, and I don't see one, so it might be that it's all coming out of this area right here. Again, when your unit's brand new like this, it's a good time to fill your tanks, fill one tank at a time, see which one it registered on your panel inside the camper, see where it comes out here, and just so that you got a good handle on understanding what guys are doing what lines are doing what, pull valves are doing what. They also make a slide spray for these seals on here, and that's to keep these nice and soft and pliable so they don't get all UV dry rotted and cracked and things like that as well. Your power cord's a 50 amp power cord. It's going to a 50 to 30 amp dog bone back here on the back, because this is a 30 amp outlet that we're on right now. That dog bone does belong to you as well. You got these storage doors. There's 4, 2 on this side, 2 on the other, that you can open up. And that LED light strip over there on the far side is controlled by a switch on the far wall over there as well. So basically, I know you got 2 ACs on this unit. Basically what it means is if you're plugged into a true 50, if you're plugged into a true 50, you can take and use both AC units. But if you're plugged into a 30, you have to decide which AC unit you want to use. So some people might use the one in the living room during the day, and then in the evening when they get ready to retire, they might turn on the other one because it's a little closer to them and such. Got a storage rollout drawer back here in the back. You just lift this little handle right here and slide her out to you. Then you can slide it in as well until it locks down. Got a ladder to get up on the roof, and also there's another place for a camera mount if you chose to put some cameras on here as well. And then over here on this side, this is that switch I was telling you about right here. Let me swing around here. There we go. This is the switch that turns that light on and off, and you do have another GFI protected outlet out here as well. You do also have an LP quick connect underneath here. So if you had like a propane grill or something that you wanted to hook to the unit, that's where you could hook it at to be able to use. It's going to use whichever tank that you had open on the front that you were using for everything else in the camper. So whichever propane tank you're on, it's going to be using the same exact one. Now most likely there is a ball valve on there as well. So not only will you have to do the quick connect hose, but you have to make sure you open that little ball valve to be able to get propane out through the hose. It's kind of like a little extra safety device. Your tires, looks like they came from the factory with nitrogen inflation. Doesn't mean you have to put nitrogen in them when you need air. They start out that way from the factory. You can just put regular air in them when needed. I believe that's pretty much everything on the outside. We'll go on inside now. Alright, you got a fire extinguisher here at the front door. This is your residential type refrigerator right here. You do have a little storage knob that is going to lock all 3 of these doors together, so to speak. And you screw this threaded tip on this thing. You're going to screw that right into here, and that's what helps hold your doors closed while you're traveling. The rest of it is just a regular refrigerator. You got a light switch here that's going to control accent lights up here on the top. Got a microwave. It's going to control your lights over the stove. And you also have the vent. Remember, it's got a low and high speed on it. Just make sure you have that vent open on the outside when you go to use it. Got a little light here that turns on all your knobs and probably turns the light on inside the oven as well. And this is a fan, so that, well, I guess when you're using the oven, it'll kick maybe a circulating fan on inside there. This is going to be a, let's see, this one is, which one is this? Well, thought I had it on, ready to go. Let me make sure, let me go out here and make sure I had that gas turned off. Thought I did. Run out here and check real quick. Oh, ow, that hurt. Okay. Alright, it's on. Hooked by this door coming out of here. Remember that. Watch when you're going out that door, that thing will hook you and grab a hold of your shirt and about take it off of you. Alright, try this again. Alright, what's going on? If I tab that off. Well, I'm not sure why it's not starting. There, that one's going. Alright, let me try this one. Okay, got that one going. Oh, there we go. Must have took a second to get the gas all the way here. There, and there's that one. Alrighty. So, looks like this one's going to be the left front, left rear, right rear, and right front. And this is your stove. Basically, when you get to a certain, there's only one place that the pilot will try to light, and it's right in here. Basically, you just hold it down long enough to get your pilot light lit, and then once it's lit, you turn it on around the temperature. And I heard the burner kick on, and that's how you turn the main burner on. When you turn it back off, it turns the pilot light and the main burner off at the same time. So you always have to relight your pilot whenever you do that. Got a pantry in here, a drawer here with a lot of your paperwork and stuff is all in here. More storage cabinets all through here as well. This fan can get turned on by a switch over here by the door. What I do is I work my way around clockwise, try to make sure I don't miss something here. On the island here, looks like you have another GFI outlet, and this is actually a GFI. There's a test and reset, and you got a little light here that turns on, the accent light down underneath the here. This is your LP carbon monoxide detector I was talking about that hardwired to the battery. Go off for LP leak, carbon monoxide leak. Just like your smoke detector up there is on 9 volt up there on the ceiling. If the 9 volt gets weak, it starts chirping. If your house battery gets weak, this will start chirping as well. Got a remote for the fireplace, the TV, and the radio. Your fireplace has the ability to change, looks like the set points. It has a timer function. It has a lighting control, so you can change the colors on the fireplace as well. And the flame color, you can change that, and it has a timer. And if your remote goes bad, you still have the same controls up here on the top right that you can use as well to be able to turn your fireplace on and off. Your TV, basically anytime you get into a new area, always make sure you go into your TV setup and do a search on all the high def channels so you can pull them into your TV. And then your radio is going to be an AM, FM, looks like CD, DVD, and Bluetooth type player. It does have different channel controls like A and B and C, so you can change and turn on different speakers if you want other speakers on as well, other than just say the speakers up here. This light here is turned on and off with this switch right here. You do have some more storage cabinets right in here. When this door gets closed, they have a little snap here as a secondary means to make sure that your door stays closed during travel. We'll go up here into the bunk area. This door has the same thing, another snap on it, light switch to control the lights in here. Your bathroom in here. This is your fan, kind of like what you saw up in the other room. You can turn it on and off with that, and this is how you control whether you're recycling or sending out 100%. Light switch for in here. GFI protected outlets. Your toilets, basically, we'll talk about that other one up there when we get up there to it. But basically, this one here is going to operate the same way as the other one. You got a top bunk, a bottom bunk. I don't know if there's a weight limit that they have on here. I don't see one written down. They do have a little extra auxiliary lights that you can turn on and off right here in these bunk areas as well. Some drawers underneath. More storage back here in the back. A place for a TV. More 110 power. Cabinetry. They got a couch here, and if you pull that lever right there, this couch will drop down into a bed as well. And likewise, you can pull the lever and push it straight back and lift up on the back and put it back into a couch position. This one also has an auxiliary light there and also there. And it also has this bunk here that you can raise up and lock into these two areas here. But I would highly recommend, especially while you're traveling, that this should always be in the down position. So that, say one of them didn't come loose and then turn around and it was hanging by one and it tore it up by doing it that way. You also want to be careful whenever this is in the up position. You want to make sure that it is fully in the up position so that this thing doesn't come down on top of somebody's head, because it is pretty heavy. They do have emergency exits. These are emergency exits, but they are working windows. You can pull that red handle around, swing it out, and you can actually take and rest these in an out position like so, and it can be a regular working window as well. Otherwise, you bring her back in. Always make sure that you put her back in, lock her down. I had one come in the other day. They didn't realize it. Apparently they didn't have this locked down. The wind caught it, took it out, and I don't know, they left it on the highway somewhere. Got your dining table, your 4 chairs to go around it. Light switch turned on and off right there. Then this particular one on the wall has a little push button there on the bottom to turn it on and off. And then you've got another switch right here that turns these accent lights off also. Got more storage here, and then again this light is going to be for the accent light above the slide. This couch here is one that you can fold out to make into a bed. Basically remove the back cushions, lift this up, pull it out to you, pull the legs out, set it onto the floor, drop the back down, and it makes into a bed also. Then you got a recliner here with cup holders on each side, accent lights. You got more cabinetry up here, your AC unit for up in the front, or the middle area here, I guess you could say. You got filters on each side here. You can you want to keep those nice and clean. You can pull them down, wash them out, pat them dry, and stick them right back up there. Your furnace return vent is probably, I believe, underneath the steps here, and there are no filters in there to be concerned with. Inside of here, this switch right here, I believe, is turning on and off. Yep, the lights over the island. This is your inverter for your refrigerator. Turn that on, and that's what's going to power the inverter to your residential refrigerator. This right here is going to tell you all your tank levels and your battery level. Really, to get a true test of your battery level, you really should be unplugged from electric to know how many bars you're going to get here. As these tanks all fill up, basically you'll get more and more lights on there. You got a black 1 and a black 2, a galley and a gray. Galley meaning the kitchen. You got main lights here, entry lights, hall lights, awning lights, step lights, and this has something to do with Bluetooth. You got your water heater for gas, your water pump for pulling water out of your freshwater tank and send to your camper, and tank heaters for if you were like really camping in some cold weather and worried about freezing your tanks or something. That's supposed to help keep your tanks from doing that. Probably got little heat strips in the bottom of it. I do always recommend though when you do use those that you have some type of something in there, because you always run that risk that they might get warm enough that they could do something to your tank. So it's always good to have a little bit of water in there. This is how you're pulling your awning in and out right here, retracting it to pull it back in. Again, just like I said, always make sure that the roller is rolling backwards underneath the fabric coming back to your camper. This is your main slide, which is probably the one right here behind me. It's going to do these two on the left and right of me. This is your let's see, and try to read what that says. This is your bedroom slide, so this is going to be up in that bedroom up in the front, the main bedroom. This is the slide opposite door side is what ODS stands for. So that means it's going to be the slide on that side of the camper that's getting pulled in. And then the one that says DS means door side, which would be the other side, the one over here on this side in that bedroom back here in the back. So basically, again, you got opposite door side and door side. And so that's how you're going to control getting all your slides in. It is always important to make sure that you don't have any cabinet doors open in the way. Whenever you are moving your slides, always take that opportunity to double check and make sure everything is good. Something could have happened while your slide was in a full in position, for example, and let's say something in this cabinet caused this door to get forced open, and it's behind the slide now, and when you take the slide out in that direction, it's going to grab this door or the handle or something and possibly rip it right off. So it's always nice to try to take a second before you start moving slides just to make sure that something's not in the way. You got the same thing over here that you could have something happen. I've seen cabinet doors ripped off. I've seen slide edges damaged due to that. So just always just kind of take that extra second and make sure that everything is good to go. This is your fan up here to be able to turn your fan on and off, and your couple different speeds. This is your switch right here to turn this exhaust fan on up here. That's the one right up there that you right above the stove area, and so you can turn that one on and off. And then this is the thermostat that is for this particular unit up here that's running right now. The up and down arrows are for picking set points. The bar is for picking different heating and cooling cycles. This is the only one that will control your furnace as well. The one up in the other room doesn't. You can only have one thermostat controlling your furnace. So it's going to have fan high and low. It's going to have cool high and low. It's going to have cool high and low auto. It's going to have heat, and it's going to have off. The difference between cool high and low and cool high and low auto is when the set point is satisfied and the air conditioner kicks off. If you're using the auto mode, the fan goes off with it. If you use cool high, the fan stays on all the time. Kind of helps keep the air circulating around, and especially at nighttime, people like to use it that way because it's kind of like creating white noise inside the camper. Up here on the steps, this is your surge protector information. Just to the left of that surge protector on the face of it is a bypass switch. If something ever happens with your surge protector and you need to go around it because it's messing with you, or something's happening, or the electric is unreliable where you're at, and you choose to not pay attention to what your surge protector is telling you, so to speak, that's where you would bypass it and go around it and stuff. This is all your 110 resettable breakers, and this one over here is all your 12-volt fuses and such. So like I said, it's 0 up to 3 on your fan control. So that's where you're going to control a lot of your power and stuff. The surge protector is basically looking to try to do a lot of different things. Control over voltage, too much amperage, reverse polarity, surges, grounds not being there where they should be. If you had a missing ground, just different things like that. Your toilet, like the other one, it has a foot valve right here. Basically all you're doing is pushing down ever so slightly on that, just enough to kick the water on. You're not wanting the flapper to open up inside, you're just wanting to kick the water on. And by doing that, you put a little water in there, do your business. Now when you're done, you push it all the way to the floor. That flushes everything into the black tank underneath. And then you finish up by always pushing the foot valve down ever so slightly to put a little water back in the bowl. And the reason you do that is by keeping a little water in that bowl, it serves as a vapor barrier, kind of like a P-trap under a sink. It prevents sewer gas from underneath in the camper from coming up inside of here. So the water serves as a vapor barrier. Another exhaust fan right here is going to work exactly the same way. Hit the switch, turns it on, and hit the other switch, turns it off. And you can either recirculate or you can go 100% outdoor. You do all your AC vents in here. You can close this off here in the bathroom so it doesn't get quite as cold in the bathroom. Anytime these doors are back, always make sure that this little latch is snapped down on the doors. So while you're traveling, the doors can't bang back and forth. Again, this is just your switch for in here, a GFI protected outlet, and you got your sink in here. And this door here also, I believe, has probably a little, they didn't put a snap on this one. I'm not sure why they did the others and felt they didn't need to for this one, but alright. Personally, I'm not even sure why they have the snaps. Going on into the bedroom here, I've got the light switch here that is going to turn on and off the lights here in the bedroom. Got more AC outlets up here, and these air conditioning units like this one and the other one, they do share a common plenum. So like right now I'm up here in the bedroom and I can feel the air blowing out of here pretty good on this vent. So she does a good job of blowing air up in this direction, even though the AC is down in that direction over there. So it's doing a decent fair job getting air up here as well. You got 110 outlet here and USB charging ports, and 110 outlet over here on this side. You got light switches up here that are going to control the accent light on the headboard and on the ceiling itself that you can turn on and off. You do have dogs on the bottom of the doors here that you can hold to keep these doors from opening and closing. And then over here in this case, this one is over here. And here's where your washer and dryer is located. You do also have lights back here and another one back there, and there is your Wi-Fi and stuff controller back in here. Always make sure that these are latched whenever you're actually driving so that your doors aren't banging around. This is where you can put your TV at. 110 power up here, and if you notice there's a little green light up there. There's a little push button right beside it, and that's what turns the power booster on and off for the antenna up on the roof. So you always want to make sure whenever you're trying to watch TV or doing a channel search, always make sure that you've got that little button there, right there, turned on so that little green light is on. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now just so it's already off. Again, before you put your slides away, make sure that you have everything secured. Lights are all off, drawers are closed, because this slide's going to come all the way into here. And again, let me go slide up here. So this light switch here is for the accent one, and then this one is for the other two ceiling lights. So that's pretty much about it. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to give us a call, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you've got. I'll kind of swing around here a little bit one more time, let you see it all. Again, have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you got. Other than that, thank you, and have you a great day.